so we are back on Dathomir. We need to, I guess, finally go into the Tomb of Kujet, I think its name was, and confront Taron, Malicos, and the Night Sister who chased us off the planet. Let's go ahead and do that. We got our lightsaber back. It's pretty and blue. Oh, well. She's just having a, she's doing her wall sits. Look at that. That's good for her posture. Me too. I gotta do that. Such a pretty lightsaber color. I suspect that we will be done with the game relatively quickly. There is not much left for us to really do. Here we go. Get rid of that. Ben says, was Star Wars a big thing in Japan, or was it not as popular? As far as I know, Star Wars is pretty popular in Japan. It always does well there.
Stim, please. Good work, BD.
Taft says, with the way this game touches on the setting and lore, Korriban would be a really cool place to visit in the sequel. That would be dope. I would love to visit some more of the old school KOTOR locations. Go to Manon. That would be cool. Oop, I meant to throw her off the edge. This way. Ben says, I've never seen a Star Wars anime, maybe it exists, but I've never seen one. Star Wars Visions came out last year. It's a whole season of short films that were done by Japanese studios, primarily. The second season is done primarily by Latin American studios. Kind of cool. But otherwise, Star Wars is all just mostly live-action stuff. And then there's the Lucasfilm animated Clone Wars shows.
You afraid?
Yeah. Oh god.
Stim.
You can't stop them all.
Oof.
That's a good pity, huh?
We got wrecked. Taff says, at least the underwater segments wouldn't be as insufferable as they were in KOTOR. I agree. I really want to play KOTOR again sometime on the channel. It's been a while. The last time I played it on on an Android phone because that was just the best way to play it at the time. It was the only way to play the game that supported controller not on an Xbox. So it was the only way to get controller support while also having access to mods. Because the PC version doesn't support controller at all still. That game is in desperate need of a remaster on PC just to make it work on modern displays and stuff.
Stim, please. BD, help, please. Wow, that's better.
There are a few of the old games that I haven't played that I want to. I want to play Jedi Academy, like the Jedi Outcast series, Dark Forces 2, because Kyle Katarn is really cool. He's the character in those. Aside from that, I would like to go through, obviously do KOTOR. It would be fun to do like the Force Unleashed. not because I like those games, but because they're such a time capsule of like a future that just never happened for the series because it came just so close to Disney's buyout of it. Star Wars or Star Trek? I am not a huge fan of Star Trek. I've never really watched it. Like I don't have a huge take on it. I don't think Star Wars is like a better or anything. It's just not really what I'm into when it comes to sci-fi. But I have friends who really like Star Trek. They say it's cool, especially when you get like super deep into it. And I mean, I get it. I like all the idea of like an episodic serialized thing like that. It's never really captured my attention. All right, let's do this.
Master.
You were wrong to return here unarmed.
Not unarmed.
You think that lightsaber proves you a Jedi?
No. Facing you. Memories that have haunted me since Braca. I won't run from them anymore.
Then let us see what manner of death your courage brings. Lazy. Impressive. Is power the answer?
Master. I will never forget. The loss has become a part of me. I will honor your teaching and your sacrifice.
Remember, persistence reveals the path.
Persistence reveals the path? I thought what's in the way becomes the way. Is that not is that not how it goes?
Solid blow.
Ooh.
We'll kill the Jedi. Brothers, aid me.
He's running away! Come back here!
Kettle says persistence must be in the way then, indeed. I was laying down on the couch last night, reading, as I do, and I was just thinking about how these tombs remind me so much of just like, I mean, I know it was brought up earlier when we were playing in the Tomb of Aelrim.
This place is cursed.
Don't be scared. Remember, we have a deal. You promised to teach me your magics.
I knew we were talking about it when we were in the Tomb of Aelrim, but it really does feel like Zelda dungeons in a way. And I don't even necessarily mean Breath of the Wild, but I mean like old school Ocarina of the Time dungeons, you know? The Wanderer and the Witch, seeking power. Malicos wanted Merrin to lead him through the ruins, but she was afraid. She knew he was after power.
We've fallen sisters. This man has promised to grant us our vengeance, but only if I teach him our magic. Forgive me. I must ally with Malicos.
Marion prayed to her lost sisters for forgiveness. She made a deal with Malicos and agreed to teach him their magic, but she was worried he couldn't be trusted. People typically, on the topic of Star Trek, people do, for whatever reason, like compare Star Trek and Star Wars, but they're so different series. You know, Star Trek is very much this like utopian, post, like labor society, basically, where people are like exploring the frontiers of space and like living in this wonderful luxury automated communism society. And Star Wars is very much not that. And I think that Star Trek in a lot of ways is like a much more philosophically heady series, because like it has the, I don't know how to explain it, the episodic ability to approach new things very regularly, which is something that Star Wars does not really have the liberty of doing. So Ben says, I think the only basis people had for comparing them is that they're both set in space and they're both sci-fi. Yeah, like definitely. I think it's that they're both sci-fi.
You chose to return. Brave, but not wise.
Maybe. Marin, right? I'm Cal Kestis. What you were told about the Jedi was not true.
So you say. Cal. Malicos said many things too.
Taron Malicos might have been part of my order, but what he is now, I have no idea. All I do know is having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
Then what does?
We were peacekeepers. We were betrayed by those we protected. Hunted down by the Empire. I might be one of the last of my kind.
I was only a child when they attacked. An armored warrior brandishing this descended upon us.
Grievous.
And cut down my people. My sisters. Until I was left alone. With the dead. Then Malicos came. And promised me revenge. If I shared our secrets with him in return.
I know what it's like to lose everything. And Malicos was wrong to use that against you.
Look at Cal's big
Don't have
eyes.
to be enemies.
We will need this.
There she goes again.
I'll be watching.
Let's get out of here.
I like Marin's voice a lot.
Malicos lies ahead. You could turn back.
Cal returned to face the shade of Jaro Tapal. He realized the only way to defeat Jaro was to embrace his past and move forward. He knelt before Jaro's specter, causing the apparition to vanish. As Cal and BD moved into the tomb of Kujet, they came upon Marin. This time, however, she was willing to talk. Cal learned that she might be the only survivor of the Night Sister massacre carried out by General Grievous during the Clone Wars. Marin learned about the Jedi Purge, and Cal disavowed Malicos as a fallen Jedi.
Lives are at stake.
Whose lives?
Innocents. Force-sensitive children who will be hunted down and murdered.
As we were.
My friend, I have never been one to shy away from the pursuit of knowledge.
But the shadow of the dark side lies heavy in this tomb. I've uncovered Kujet's legacy, a ruthless leader who destroyed the Astriums and lives of any who opposed the Sage's rule. These Zepho were once Kujet's enemies, brave rebels who stood against tyranny. Forgive me, I've spent too many rotations on this planet, my mind is beginning to slip, I can go no further, I must return to Zepho. Aha, Malicos.
Cal Kestis,
Malicos.
welcome home. Here to begin your training. What in these ruins tempts you so much to risk death?
I could ask you the same thing.
There is power there. Beyond Jedi understanding. Power I control. I would offer you the same thing.
Don't you understand? I'm not interested in power. I want to restore the Order.
Restore the Jedi Order. Poor fool. It's over! Jedi fell long before the Purge. It was stifled by tradition. Deafened by our past glories. Blinded by endless war.
Maybe. But it's never over, Malicos. We stand here now, the chance to learn. To rebuild from our mistakes.
Jedi learn. There's no future for them. How can you not see that? It's time for something new. You and me. We could build something different. Something better.
No.
And Dathomir will be your grave.
So the purge that Malicos is talking about is Order 66. The murder of all of the Jedi at the hands of the Emperor and the clones. This happened at the end of the third prequel movie and kicks off the Imperial era, which is just when the Empire took over.
It's the outsider! End him! Brothers, aid me! We can win, brothers! That's enough! Pay for their deaths.
All right, there we go. I didn't realize I was at low health when I walked in there. There we go. Might make this battle a little bit easier if I actually have health when the battle starts. Ben asks, is this because of a rivalry between Kenobi and Anakin, or were there other factors too? Anakin was used by the Emperor to sort of be... He was basically turned into the first Inquisitor, you know, Darth Vader. The rivalry between Obi-Wan and Anakin wasn't really the reason why the purge happened, but it was a tool with which the Emperor stoked discord in the Jedi Council.
Come on! See, Padawan, I have spoken.
Oof. Alright, so I can't block his attacks. I need to actually parry him. That's a little rough. Is this gonna be the first fight in the game we have like actual trouble on?
We will get you. Kill this trespasser. Stop stalling. This will not stop me.
Get a little bit of experience each time. So in the canon, Darth Vader and Anakin, you know, Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader, it's a very important moment because Anakin was quote unquote the chosen one, right? He was the one that Qui-Gon thought would bring balance to the Force, because he felt a disturbance brewing in the Force, which turned out to be obviously the return of the Sith. But ultimately, Darth Vader is not actually that important in terms of like the overall plan. The overall plan with the Empire had been brewing behind the scenes for forever, like truly years before. all on part of a political maneuvering by Sheev Palpatine. And interestingly enough, even the Clone Wars themselves, even the clones themselves were kind of a machination of Palpatine's, right? He was the one, or the Clone Wars, I should say, he was the one that was controlling them from both sides, because he was also Dooku's master. So from the Republic side, he was a senator kind of pushing the need for this war effort against the Separatists. And, it's hard to fight and talk at the same time. He was the one that was sort of pushing the Republic to fight against the Separatists and recognize it as a serious threat. But it wasn't until he was able to actually get Dooku to kind of go out of his way and start being more aggressive that the Republic started taking it seriously. And so he is the architect behind both the Separatist cause and the Republic's cause, so either way he wins. There we go.
I was wrong to think you could stand with me! Die, World!
You have no right to doff the mirror. No right to our magic. Get up, Cal Kestis. You're not dead yet.
Totally useless. Oh, for a quick one. Lucky hit.
Yeah.
Stim, please. Help, BD.
He's so cool, trailing his lightsabers behind him like that.
Let's finish this.
There we go.
That was nothing.
Door stim. Here, buddy.
Ouch.
Back, Jedi! You will not beat me!
Alright, just gotta land like 2 more hits on him.
You die, Malicos.
Blocking won't help.
Oh no, we got so close. Alright, let's give it one more try. I think we'll be able to do it. It's a fun fight, ultimately. I enjoy it.
Interloper, come here. End him. Can't win a fair fight.
Get some force and experience back. I don't really need the force for the first half of the fight. I think we should just be able to do it. But yeah, what I was saying is ultimately, Sheev Palpatine is responsible for both the Separatist cause and the Empire's cause, and so, or the Empire. I always call them the Empire, the Republic's cause. So as a result, you know, he had to maneuver himself into multiple positions of power across the galaxy. So even without Anakin, you know, the fall of the Republic would have happened. The question is, would the Jedi have fallen? And that, it was much more dependent on Anakin.
Come on!
All right, let's do it this time.
You like finesse.
Oop, I am out of force.
Totally useless. You are not powerful enough. I hardly felt that.
Hey, BD!
Okay.
Will not be denied.
Oop.
Fight me.
I can throw my lightsaber too, dude.
You're wretched. Nice if I was worse.
Another stim? BD, stim here.
See, Padawan, I have focus.
Ooh, that
Only
hurt.
cowards run. Lucky hit.
All right, Marin should be back for the fight now. We're halfway through. Oh.
Right here, bud.
How am I not getting the correct dodge on that?
Mind is sharp. I hardly felt that.
I need a stim, BD.
You're too slow for me. You will not beat me.
There we go. Okay. Back in the end game now.
Stim, BD.
Strike true or perish. Smash, Jedi.
There we go.
Try that again. What is this?
It's like you said, Malicos. Dathomir will be your grave.
Nice.
Let him lie in the dark with his secrets until death takes him.
Why'd you help me?
To rid Dathomir of that parasite.
The Fallen Jedi. In their final confrontation, Malicos attempts to convince Cal to join him. Believing the Jedi era is over, the two clash in ideology. The battle escalates, finally tipped when Marin helps Cal defeat the sinister Malicos. Got all of those. The Stranger. most of those. Okay. Night Sister Merrin. Merrin confronted both Cal and Malicos. Enraged, Malicos would ally himself with the Jedi. After years of convincing her they were the enemy. Seeing proof of Malicos' deception, she uses magic to unleash a horde of undead Night Sisters to destroy the Outsiders. That was the last update we had for her.
What are you really doing here, Cal Kestis?
The ones who built this tomb, the Zepho, they created an object called the Astrium. It opens a vault on a distant planet. Inside is a list of Force-sensitive children across the galaxy. But the Empire is looking for it too.
What Empire?
The Empire. The one bent on exterminating Force-sensitives so no one can stand against it?
Then it will come for Dathomir before long, as the war did. I will help you find this Astrium.
Thank you for helping me with Malicos. Thought I was a goner for a minute.
Yes, you would have died.
Right.
I am glad you didn't. It is nice to have an ally.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
You're welcome, Cal. Let's find this Astrium.
Merrin's a cool character. I think she's really interesting. A Night Sister allied with the Jedi, trying to ultimately honor those who fell before her, just like Cal is trying to bring honor to his order. Just kind of cool.
It's
Horrifying.
Huge Control vibes right here. Sage Khajet's Rule. This relief depicts Khajet casting their enemies into the pits below. Let's look at the other ones. Yeah, it's all different sculptures of Khajet with people kind of standing beneath him, holding up his pillars. Is that it?
finally found it.
It is real.
Merrin, this could be the key to the next generation of Jedi.
I'm happy for you. And your Jedi. But nothing can bring back my people.
Yeah. After the Purge, I was alone for a long time. In hiding, I was scared that they'd find out who I was, or what I was.
What changed?
A very good friend of mine told me to go out and find my place in the galaxy.
And you listened?
Well, no. But life has this funny way of forcing you on the path forward anyway. Now here I am. Or at least expected.
A path forward. I will join you.
You will?
I've spent years waiting for a chance to avenge my sisters. I'm finished waiting. I wish to fight by your side. Night Sisters and Jedi do not travel together, but survivors. We adapt.
Yeah, I guess we do. What do you think, BD? I agree. My crew, they might take a little bit of convincing, though.
Then we'll convince them.
It's cool linking their, survivor metaphors together just as the game reaches its conclusion. Both survivors of fallen orders, Merrin and Cal begin to trust one another, having defeated the sinister Malicos. They realize the benefit of working together, inspired by Cal's words. Merrin decides to leave Dathomir with the Mantis crew and pursue her own path in the galaxy. So now we have Merrin as part of the crew, which is pretty cool. Oh, there are Nidoks here.
There's no way forward.
There is now.
Did you raise the ones before, too?
I did. I wanted to see how you would handle Malicos.
You were testing me?
And you passed. Congratulations.
Are you gonna help me with this?
I'm sure you can handle it.
Now, BD!
All right, you gonna fight me? Oof. Ouch.
BD, I need help!
All right, we have a second skill point, which means we can buy the second to last skill, I think, on the skill chart. I think we only had 2 left. We might have 3, but we can always grind those up if we really want to. Yeah, we have 3. So Howling Pull, that's pretty good. Power Throw, that could be pretty good. But I want this one. There we go. There we go. So now we have the better combo for the double-edged saber staff. Nice. So we have the full moveset. Now we just need to upgrade pull and get...
This woman you travel with, who is she?
Cere? Wait, how do you know about her?
I have seen your companions. Malicos wanted me to attack them, but they posed no threat.
Cere, well, she used to be a Jedi. It's a long story.
I would like to learn it.
So yeah, we almost have everything. Not quite there yet,
I'll
but
meet you at your
almost.
ship.
Merrin has fast travel.